Hello everyone, and welcome back to another fighter breakdown. This is the KRC Kingdom Rapier Champion tournament. This is one of the quarterfinal rounds between Duke Timmur and Master Conochar. And let's get going. So right off the bat, I wanted to point out two things real quick. So, Duke Timmur is known for fighting with a curved blade. And that is something that you can be aware of because that changes the dynamic of the fight. Something also cool is Master Conochar has a flamberge rapier. So the blade goes like this. It just is really cool. It changes a little bit of the dynamics of his fight, but it's mostly just a nice long blade, and it feels really cool when you get cut, I guess. But anyway, so let's keep going. They were laughing because that was a really close cut on the leg, but didn't quite get it. That's something that this curved blade does, is that it likes to get inside. And so he just kind of holds it in this low sweeping motion. You can go left to right pretty well with that.
Hi, Timmur. Hi. You got this first.
Okay, so sounds like we had a pass there where Conochar got Timmur first. So let's take a look at that real quick. Okay, let's look at the setup and how it plays out. Okay, let's back up. Okay, here we are. They're in range. Conochar they're both in normal position, so I guess their feet are both forward, ready to go ahead for the fight. Okay, so let's go ahead. Now we see Timmur moving forward, taking the line across here and coming down. Okay, let's see how this sets up. Obviously, we see Master Conochar clear his blade because he saw that coming, and so he moved his blade around, disengage, or disengage. Let's keep going. Conochar's taking some steps back. He's getting the way out of there so he can set up for his attack because he's getting ready for a counterattack while Timmur is out of position. He's not good with his feet there. His feet are pretty far out. Okay. So we see now they are ready for the attack. Okay. Something to notice here is Conochar is now in repose. So he's got his sword leg in the back and his fighting leg in the front. And then Timmur, he's got a nice wide stance, so he's not going to be able to move forward as far unless he goes this direction over here, which he could, and then come in and get this slice, but I don't think he did that in this. Let's take a look real quick. Okay, so we see that's the interesting thing about where Conochar had his leg here. He had this one in the back, which means he's going to, because it's his sword foot, that is the one that's going to be moving forward, and this left leg of his is going to become now his back. So this is really the indication of how close he is to Timmur, not the other leg, which is in back, because it happens to be his sword foot. So he starts moving forward with that leg, and we see Timmur is getting ready for a block here. And he moves forward, and he does catch the blade. You can see that blade catch right there. That is interesting. So he even catches the blade, but he follows it up. So the blades are both going up here. Then you see... okay. So this is right here. This, you can see his guard, Timmur, and his guard is crossed, and you can see the guard right there of Conochar. So what this is doing, he's also got his dagger on it. Got lots of blades everywhere. So what's interesting about this is Conochar, his sword is the edge is to the blade. So the edge of his sword is against Timmur's sword, and Timmur's sword is flat, coming this curved way, and flat is always going to be weaker than edge, even though the edge here that Conochar is working on, his edge, because the blade is on top of it, that means it's his false edge or his weak edge. And so it's coming in, and let's take a look how that comes. Even with the dagger there, because the dagger isn't pushing down and out, dagger's not going this way, dagger is going this way. Interesting. Okay, and so because of that, Conochar gets a strike right there, and then, but we're looking at Timmur. Timmur's blade is right there. It's really close to his face. So we pull that in, and we get the stab first on Timmur, and it looks like, yep, you can see the tip coming out back there. You can see Timmur's tip of his sword, and then he does this nice long cut across. And a nice little stance right there for him. Get nice and low, trying to get out of the... He's pulling his back leg back so he can try to get out of the cut and get out of the stab, but he didn't clear himself enough. So he got stabbed, and then the cut came. And when in the SCA rules for rapier fighting or steel combat, stabs are always going to be faster than a cut. And especially since the stab was first, even though they were pretty close to each other, because the second attack that was done by Timmur was a slash or cut, it is not as fast, and therefore the stab wins the bout. Okay. So. Oh. Really quick. That had a lot happen really fast there. That's something that is an advantage with a curved blade, is being able to get in close. And especially since Conochar here is working with a longer sword, that means that his close game is not going to be as easy. But they both have daggers, so that's what made this interesting. So let's go ahead and start back over. Okay, we see the setup here. Coming in. Okay, now, alright, so we see that Conochar's leg, he usually likes to be in reposed. That's why I keep looking for it, but he's not in reposed. But he does have his sword down and his dagger up ready to block. He's looking for that block, and then once he blocks, to bring the sword from here up and in, or wherever the block takes it. And we see on Timmur's side, Timmur is ready to go. Alright, so we start moving forward into that. Timmur does a block down. Okay, so he sets the shot up by going block down first, and which takes a fault. Okay, so that's what that's doing. So he's throwing a shot by coming forward, and that kind of baits Conochar to start moving his dagger in this direction to kind of catch the blade as if it was coming right this way. But because it's curved, it's not going to do that. This one, he's throwing his blade down this way instead. So we're going out here to block the blade down, and that is taking care of his biggest threat. Once he gets past this tip of the blade, it's going to be really hard for Conchobhar to recover that. So he's covering that. Dagger comes forward, and his dagger comes down. Okay, and we can see Conchobhar making some headway. He's cleared his blade. It's coming up. That's one thing that this this curved blade specifically doesn't have very good. Doesn't have a huge guard like this one does, so it's not going to catch the blade as easily there. So it's coming up over the wrist, over the knuckles. It's coming in. Now, Timmur's trying to get a wrap around here with the curved edge of his blade, trying to get that tip in. And then he's got the block here with the dagger. And right now, Conchobhar is reacting, and he's not in a good feet position right there. He should have taken more steps instead of planting and trying to repost. But when you get rushed like that, oftentimes your body goes into panic mode and you try to just survive, and sometimes you don't do the smartest things. Now we can see here they're in a bind. We got sword here, dagger trying to go in there, and another dagger trying to go in there, all bound up, and he's very crossed. Even my lines look crossed. Okay, we're coming in. And we see blade placement. Let's see. Where is the killing blow? Okay. So I think where it was had to do within. Alright, in here. So Timmur's got his blade on the other side here. He's bringing it in and does a cut right in here across the throat area, it looks like. And the reason why this wasn't a double, or where both people die, is his blade is mostly in contact. Conchobhar's blade is mostly in contact with Timmur's blade, and not so much on Timmur himself, it looks like. And so that come across. And got it in the inside the armpit area. Yep. So now Conchobhar and Timmur stand 1 kill apiece, and this is best 2 out of 3. So we got to get one more bout in. This one will decide the match. So let's watch this. Oh, nice. Okay. Always like to hug. We're a hugging kingdom here. So, alright, let's go back. Let's look at the setup here. Okay. So this is kind of similar to the last bout. So Timmur comes in. It doesn't look like in this particular time that Conchobhar's ready for him until about here. Yeah. Now he's in position. Same position as they were before. Alright, looks like Timmur's doing the exact same thing, bringing his blade down this way, and he's going to bait him. Let's see, so that he can get in that block to the sword again. Okay, and he blocks it. And that brings Conchobhar down, but he's bringing the dagger. Let's use this one. Bringing the dagger this way to block that other dagger. Then he's going to try to take this sword again from here across up to that side. Let's see if that's how it happens. Oh, no, he's just going straight back up. Yeah, he's just going straight into the gut that way. And that was the one slight change from the previous. And then we see right there. So what happened there, we see the blade comes down, he's blocking it. He's blocking this blade here. And coming in. And then he gets the stab in the gut. And where is Conochar's blade? Where does it go? Okay, so Conochar's tip is right there. And it's going off to Conochar's right, Timmur's left, so it's going off to the side. We see some bend in the blade there. So I think what that is catching on his shirt. Either way, even if it was an arm, it'd be a very bad trade for him. Stab to the gut is death. Stab to the arm is just to lose the use of that arm. And he's got him good there. Okay. Yep. Oh, it does look like he took the arm. So he took the arm on the way in, but it was just an arm compared to losing dying. So pretty clear right there. Awesome. So one thing I'd like to share is these are both very experienced fighters. They've been fighting for a long time. They know each other. I think it was interesting to see that the similar tactic done by Timmur worked basically 2 times in a row. If I was in Conochar's position at that time, the main thing is for him, he has a long blade, so if he plays the close game, which we kind of see earlier in the bout, he's got to pull back a lot further to be able to keep that range, and he's got to be ready to run back in order to not get his blade bound and too close. And then he can actually use that length that he has, his tall body, his long arms, and his long sword, to get to him before he's able to run in. And so that's what Timmur did really well, was he was able to block down and get past that tip, and once he did, he took the lunge and took the line and then took the lunge and got the kill. Anyway, so if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when I have my next video out, and leave a comment below with any thoughts or comments that you might have. Thanks for watching.